let's go ahead and add some morphs. So when we originally imported our skeletal mesh, we imported some morphs. So that's what we're going to be doing. Is bringing these morphs into play. Okay. So what you're going to do is come over to your third person blueprint and click on Event Graph. You're going to right click in an open area and you're going to type in Event, Begin, Play. Just select that. All right. And then you get this little pop-up. And what you'll do is drag from this arrow and you're going to set morph target. Now what you'll need to do is type in your morph target name and you're going to have to give it a value. To make this easy, what you can do is you can come over here to your skeletal mesh, select your morph target name, copy, come over here and just paste. Okay? And then you can do a value, compile, and there she is. She's super excited. She's super excited to see you. Okay. So that's how you bring a morph target into play. Now, that's a little too much excitement for me, so I'm going to calm down that morph target. But what you'll do is just continue this process, okay? So go ahead and select your morph target and Control D, which is going to duplicate. You're going to take this execute, bring it on around, grab your, this is called a mesh reference. And what it's doing is it's referencing your skeletal mesh. So it knows where to apply this morph target to. It's applying it to the mesh right here, right here. Okay. So be sure to bring your execute around, hook up your skeletal mesh, and then you're going to grab your next morph target, whatever that is. Let's do pane. Copy. And paste. Okay. So if we did pain and excitement at the same time, that's going to have some issues going on. So the thing about these morph targets is you need to, you can come in and set them up, but just don't activate them until you want to. The problem with these morph targets is that they're on all the time. Now, I don't know if that's a problem necessarily. It's just it is what it is, okay? So I don't know that we really want pain and excitement happening at the same time. What we can do, though, is breast implants, copy, paste, compile, and then ba-boom. Okay, so it's just a matter of doing more of the same, all right? Just go ahead and duplicate. Bring over your execute. Hook up your mesh. And then bring a new morph target name in, okay? I've already done that over here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these. And you can leave them wherever you wish. Doesn't really matter. So what do I have going on? I've got some excitement. Let's see, pain I have off. Bereft I have off. Implants I have on. I have the perk on. I have a bodysuit grow with just a small value and a tank top grow with just a small value. And if we compile that, let's get her up here so we can see a little bit better. All right, so you see that we have no poke through now on the bottoms, the pants, or the top. We have our perk, we have our breast implant, and we have just a slightly excited look. So that's how you bring your morph targets online. It's pretty easy. Again, the only drawback is that they're on all the time. So you need to be selective in what morph targets that you're using. Now, we'll be getting into where you can animate morph targets. So there is another, avenue to explore that you can actually bring your morph targets into your animations that you've retargeted. So there's that, which is really cool, and we'll be doing that. So get ready. All right, so what we're going to be doing now is animating some morphs. Now, if you have the morph imported, you can use it during an animation, okay? Let's suppose that you don't have that morph imported. What you can do is re-import the skeletal mesh. You'll want to keep your original morphs and then import the other ones that you want to add to the project. So if I go to File, Send to, Daz to Unreal, choose Morphs. Here are all my original morphs. All right, and then I've added these two. Okay, so just go ahead and it's the same asset name because I'm going to overwrite what's inside of Unreal Engine right now and just click Accept. Okay, so now if you open up your skeletal mesh, you're going to see that I have those two new morphs as well as my other ones. All right. And I didn't have to do anything. Not only that, but my third person blueprint still works. If I go into game mode, everything still works as before. Okay. I have my morphs activated and my mesh is ready to do whatever else I want. So that's how you re-import your skeletal mesh in case you want to add some more morphs. All right, now adding morphs to your animations is super easy. So if we come over to our retargeted animations, let's just select one, okay? I'm going to do walk forward. So, hold down, what is this, Control, hit the mouse wheel, and it's going to bring the end of our animation over so we can see kind of what's happening. All right. Now what I'm going to do is add some curves, and I am going to add, let's see here. First, let's do breast implants. And right click. Well, nope. Edit curve. Sorry. Right click. Add key. Okay. And then I'm going to zoom out and bring this value up to 1, which is going to make the breasts. Okay. The breast implants. Let's go back here. Now I'm going to add another curve. Let's go ahead and do our whole 9 yards that we've been doing. So I'm just going to right click, add key, then bring that up to 1. And you can see that we're kind of poking through. So let's go ahead and add that curve for the tank top. And we don't need to add a whole lot, so you can see it in real time. Yep, 0.2 should work. Okay. Now we're going to actually start animating. So let's add breasts up and down. Right, so what we're going to want to do is add a keyframe every time the foot comes down, okay? So you're going to want to, this first and last keyframe should be the same. That way you get a looping animation. So we'll add a keyframe, and then we'll add a keyframe. Okay. So every time that foot comes down, I'm adding keyframe. Now I could count these out. Doesn't always work. Sometimes the animation's a little not exact, even though it loops fine. You just don't need to be that on. So like right here, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it right over here. Okay, so what we'll want is when the foot comes down, we want these to be doing a negative, let's say -5, okay? Because we want to be able to see this happening. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add keyframes in the middle of all this stuff. And again, if you want to count this out, you help yourself. Hold down Shift. We'll select the other ones. Okay. And then we're going to bring these up to like 4. And let's do our animation. Okay, you can see we got some movement. Now I don't want to go crazy. Now let's go back. Let's add another curve. Let's do our side to side. So every time the right foot comes down, I'm going to add a keyframe. Okay. Now let's go in the middle of these and add a keyframe. Okay, and then that's it. That's just exactly how easy it is to get these keyframes happening on your morph targets. Now I'm trying to be somewhat realistic here. You can get crazy with this stuff. So if sometimes it's easier just to exaggerate and make sure that you can see what you're really doing, and then you can dial it back down after that. Right now, what you can do to your animations as well is make minor adjustments. If we hit play mode and bring our character around, I've already adjusted the right arm. It was kind of bent at a weird angle. It's more like the left arm now. But how to do that is, and that's the idle animation going on there. So if we double click the idle animation, you can see what I did here because you can see the curves. And what I was doing is I was messing around with the forearm and the shoulder. So to do this, what you're going to do is click on character, bones, all hierarchy. Okay. And then you can see the bones that you're need to mess with. So what I did is I bent the forearm bone, which is right here, and I was in local mode. I think for bones, body part bones, you definitely want to be in local mode. But you know what? You need to work with whatever works for you. And so what I did is this arm was kind of bent weird. So I just I tweaked it just a little bit like that. And then you have to press key when you make an adjustment. If you don't press key, then it doesn't get saved. Okay. And I did a shoulder bend move as well. Not sure exactly what I did. But again, if you don't, you need to press key every time you make a movement. Now I didn't do that, so you can see that my animation's back to normal here. But that's an easy way to go ahead and make minor alterations to your animations. Just remember that every time that you make an adjustment on a bone, you need to press this key mode.